All right, good afternoon, cyber traders. Welcome on back here this Monday, July 10th, day after my dad's birthday. Have to give the dad the shout out. Happy birthday, Henry. Great to see all of our students and members alike, though. The ladies of the cyber group room here, Kathleen, Elizabeth, Leda. Great to see the gents as well, Bill and Jeff as well. All of us just rejoining us now there. Great to see you back, and great to see all of us back on social, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. It's been a fun day so far, hasn't it been? And I'll tell you, I wasn't really expecting as much of anything today. We have the CPI report out on Wednesday. We have the beginning of earnings season coming up at the end of this week. And by beginning, that doesn't really mean much. Next week and the week after will be a lot more. I wasn't really expecting anything today. On top of that, it's just a regular old Monday. It's a summer Monday. Not really looking to do too much. Kind of nickels and dimes you're expecting. Well, the market's held up, but we've had so many great trades today. If it wasn't Carvana earlier, it could be Mara here. If it's not Mara here, it could have been Mob from pre-market. There's a lot to talk about, folks. Let's just start with what's on the screen here. Of course, Mara, it's up over 6% right now, or just about, and at the highs. So, definitely hard to ignore a stock like this right now, and we'll just put this on our watch list to begin. Mara, and then the brother sister to it, Riot. Mara ride off and move together. Ride up just a little bit more percentage-wise right now, but they're going in tandem right now at this point. So both of those right away I'll put on our main list. Now with those, you'd figure if those are moving and those are crypto, Bitcoin mining, affiliated stocks, well, hey, maybe Coinbase can move up, right? No. I mean, obviously it's pushing up right now, but I think this is more in particular to Bitcoin. And for a lot of these Bitcoin mining companies, the more Bitcoin they own, and if Bitcoin goes up in value, well, obviously their company is going to move up in price. Now, same to be said with Coinbase. I don't know the difference in how much Bitcoin, Mara, and Coinbase and Riot all own separately. But on top of what I just said, there's been a lot of good news that's come out over the last week in relation to mining specifically. So that's where Mara and Riot, those two in particular, are going to get the rub. Coinbase is not. I mean, Coinbase is a regulated or it's a centralized exchange. So you could buy and sell crypto on there. But aside from them just holding it, it's not like they're a mining company. So that's where the other miners maybe can get into play here. HUT, HUT. Actually, this is sneaking back up on us right now, up over 2%, but very tradable. I don't mind just keeping this on the side list for right now. BTBT not doing as much right now itself. Bit Farms, ooh, this is up over 7%. I didn't catch this until right now as well. So, I mean, hey, I don't mind slipping this one on our main list. It's a little slow for my liking. It's got a lot of volume on the order book, like too much volume on the order book. That's actually a great shout as well from our cyber group room here. Sam saying CLSK, Clean Spark up also. And CLSK is actually like mostly EV affiliated, but they are a Bitcoin miner as well. They've announced like years ago, back in like 19, I think, that they were one. Scott calling out Canon as well. See, that's another good heads up, Scott. That was back from a few years ago as well. That one dumped off badly. So, maybe that can make some short squeeze. Yeah, it's up 9+%. All right, so you know what? CLSK, Clean Spark. I'll also slap those on our main watch list right now. We're already at 5 stocks. So let's just stop right there. We'll go from top to bottom here now. What we'll do is recap any of the movers that we had from this morning, but really we'll build up this watch list from here. Not everything is going to be put on the watch list for right now, but let's see what we got. We got Mob from earlier. Just want to go over the move in pre-market earlier in the morning after 8 o'clock. It broke out pretty nicely off of 250. For any of our students inside our live trading room, if you wanted me to go over this one in particular for tomorrow, Traders Talk, shoot me over a quick email, send me your trading journal just with the entries and exits, the time and prices, and we'll look to use this perhaps as our case study for tomorrow in our workshop. There's going to be a lot to talk about, though. So if you don't send me that journal, if you want me to go over this trade, send me that journal. If you don't, there might be something tomorrow that I'll use. There might be something this afternoon that runs a lot better. So, that's where I say that for any of these trades. PWM included. I stepped away from my desk heading into the late morning or even mid-morning. Ended up completely missing the run on this. I came back. It was already at like $27, $28. So, this is more of a gamble stock, if anything. It's got a huge spread. It's got thin volume on the book. I don't say that just because I missed the move, folks. I'll say that on any stock that has an order book that resembles this. So, that's where you hear Fausto talk about, hey, you don't need to trade a lot of shares to make some money on this type of stock. Just trade one share. Just trade one share, right? Well, look at the order book here. You got barely any shares out there. So if our whole philosophy is to follow the big money and there's no big money to follow, you tell me. That doesn't really seem like the smartest game plan, right? Now, that doesn't mean that earlier was a bad trade. If you were able to jump in as it broke out off that 16 or as it broke out a little higher at first, well, hey, you won big. So congratulations to Elizabeth. Congratulations to a bunch of us that ended up just jumping in and out and got out at least ahead of time on this type of trade. It's breaking all-time highs, so that is working in your favor here too, but it's too high risk right now. Granted, it's at the intraday highs still kind of, it hasn't broken lower, but there's easier stocks to follow heading into the next 90 minutes of our day. So let's see if there's anything looking at least like that right now. I would all but assure it. We already have 5 stocks that look better, so there you go. But let's see if there's anything else even more so. SIEN, it's near the highs, but it's really trading low volume right now per minute. So again, another stock that I'll keep on the side list here. Let's see what else we got. Gorilla. Ooh, this was a great trade, not just from Friday last week, but once again today, broke out a little bit higher, squeezed up towards 7, for as much as a stock continues to push up and up and up. Well, eventually you're going to expect a false breakout and especially the first test off a major level. So in this case, it ended up false breaking off 650, but then it broke higher. And then in that case, it actually didn't false break 7. It hit 698 to be top there and then came smashing back down. So, hey, what I could say or what I said on PWM could apply right here on this Gorilla trade. Probably said it Friday last week. So, once this stock begins to fade off in terms of the volume it's trading, then more often than not, it's going to tank and just consolidate lower. All right, this we're putting on our list. NVAX, NVAX, a stock that we are really familiar with, dating back to the pandemic. Fausto was talking all about this in the morning audio broadcast. He nailed this at first. Ended up calling this out initially as it popped off of 8. Then from there, just smooth sailing up higher, actually. So, the thing with this trade is that if you look on the daily chart, this thing took a huge hit over the last, couple of years, few years since COVID, right? $350 stock. Now, you could say the same on the other COVID stocks out there. I'm just, kind of going off on a slight tangent here, but I'm sure eventually ZM is going to have a little short squeeze over time. It's actually up 2% right now, but again, we're not going to put every stock at the highs on our watch list at this point. The Novavax, though, is up big, and I think that that's the type of stock that can, start attracting some more eyes heading into the end of this day. So, yeah, NVAX definitely going to put back on our watch list here, see if this can move back up towards 950. I think I lost my spot here so far. There we go. And keep it moving. See if there's anything else looking better. SDIG is actually a former runner from like a week or two back, I think. Or just the last few days, several back to back. I didn't realize we ended up trading this on Friday. I think we ended up doing well on this back from Monday on the half day, if it was, then on Thursday. But hey, once again. All right, let's see if there's anything else here. Just skimming across the gainer side to wrap up here quick. IOVA, it's at the highs. It's actually trading about 9,000 shares a minute. I'll definitely come back to this. I could see myself slipping this one on just at the end. This one actually would be a decent one to try and follow. Just want to see if there's anything even better. CRVS, not much happening there. KOD, we talked about that briefly on Friday, Fausto and I, with Kodak. This is Kodiak Sciences, so a different ticker. AAOI is actually moving back up right now pretty nicely, up over 13%. It's another short squeeze type of stock similar to NVAX, but yeah, this one's similar. I'll put on our list too. All right, so that makes a decent list already, folks. We got 3, we got 6, we got 7 stocks already, potentially 8 if I put that other one on there, the IOVA. Let's see what we have on the loser side right now. I'm sure there's more that's up percentage-wise, but if there is, you let me know. We'll work together as a team here, especially those of us joining us on social media. Just let me know if there's any other stocks that you'd want me to look at, anything maybe I missed. You go from top to bottom, maybe a stock going from bottom to top we missed. We'll see. FMC, not much happening on that one right now, and it's pretty expensive too. Pass on a bunch of this crap right now. Granted, markets were moving up at the highs just earlier, but really a bunch of stuff just low volume, hard to borrow, can't really get your hands on it. So that's where it's easy to kind of gloss over a lot of this. Yeah, we'll jump to the side list, Sam, asking about Carvana and Rivian. Both I haven't really touched really yet. Yeah, Carvana from the morning, of course, we'd called out the pop. That did come out of nowhere at first, making a nice rounded bottom, but who would have thought we would have had such a beautiful pop there, like right away at that point? So that was a gift that landed in our lap. I know one of our students, Alex, jumped in at the time, I think from like high 29s, ended up getting out around 32s. Pushing back up once again. So it's hard to ignore this type of stock now. It's more of a level 4 to 5 trade, though. Rivian, it's a great sideless stock given the volatility and the overall liquidity it has, but it's not at the highs. It's not moving up as sharp as that Carvana trade is right now, right? Or at least Carvana for the time being holding near the highs. So Carvana, yes. Rivian, no. It's all right, though. Michael saying DraftKings, it's up decent up percentage-wise, say Mike, but it's just got a high float. I'm not expecting this to be like an advantageous trade where it's going to like run another dollar. So if you're looking for a short, then obviously you know what to do. Set your stop right off the highs and maybe look for a drop, but otherwise I'm not expecting a run. SoFi is actually looking a little bit better in terms of momentum compared to DraftKings, but SoFi also has a lot of volume on the order book it has to chip through. That's the issue on SoFi. It's got too much liquidity, I feel. Normally, the stock is pretty slow moving. A month ago, it did really well for us off of news. I think it was off earnings at the time and just continued momentum from there. The shorts covered, and then it dumped back down. So it could be a good trade once again. Again, it's looking a little bit sharper compared to that DraftKings from Michael. I'll write this down at least on the side list here for Andre SoFi. Go back to IOVA. We'll kind of cherry pick between the IOVA and SoFi. How about that? Or maybe if there's one or two more that look as good, like PLTR, right? AI, not as much for a $40 stock. I'd rather PLTR of the two. All right, so I'm going to kind of just pick one of these three between the IOVA, the SoFi, and the Palantir here just to add, and then we'll wrap up. Let me know if there's anything else, though, from social, if there's any other stocks that you'd want me to look at here. From Doug, rejoining us once again on YouTube, asking about the Lucid trade, LCID. Doug may be lurking on the sidelines here just from a week or two ago. You might know I'm a sucker for Lucid of late. So LCID has been a great trade of late, pushing up pretty nicely. It's actually looking better compared to Rivian in terms of the EV trades. All right, so we're going to add Lucid to this group of 4 here. So we're going to just kind of go between these IOVA, SoFi. I think SoFi looks better, right? SoFi right now looks a little bit better. PLTR looks as good. And then the Lucid trade. Lucid does have a lot of volume for that to break through. So that's what I was kind of complaining about on SoFi. SoFi looks better than Lucid. All right. So you know what? I think it's a tie. We're going to add SoFi. We're going to add Palantir. But we're not going to add a single other stock, folks. We're going to wrap up for right now. So that in total, let's see how many we got here. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stocks to work with. Normally, we're maxing out at like 12. So honestly, it's a big list, but we've had larger. Michael at the end here saying TGTX. That's looking a little bit faster there, Mike. That's a decent one also. Shoot, you're really forcing my hands here, aren't you? All right. Good call from Mike on the TGTX. Looking good. Now we're done. No mas. All right. We're going to wrap up, folks. Rich will be on the mic taking you into the close beginning at 3 o'clock Eastern. But for all of us in social, if you're Doug or one of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, etc., let us know if you have any other questions or trades that you'd want to go over, especially for our Q&A workshop tomorrow, hosted inside our live trading room, our Traders Talk weekly workshop. Just go right down to the link on the banner below, just on the bottom of the stream. And also, if you're fancy with the phone, you could scan your camera right there on the QR code, take you right to a small page to sign up for a week-long trial to our live trading room. You could begin tomorrow and get access to our live Traders Talk workshop. All right, folks. But hey, we look forward to seeing you there. For Elizabeth, Michael, Leda, Andre, etc., all of us there joining us right now. Best of luck trading here heading into the market close. Talk to you all soon.